And the player introductions are wrapped up. The starting fives for both teams, as we're just about ready to get this one started. Broadcasting live, 2K Sports presents the NBA. It's Monday night. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. DA, take it away.
Well, the Brooklyn Nets returned to relevance last season after their ill-fated 2013 trade with Boston cost them years of first-round draft picks. D'Angelo Russell was their first All-Star in half a decade, and in 2019 they made the playoffs. You've got to give credit to this front office for building a roster without a lot of top picks. Kevin?
Really making the most of not having much to work with. Thank you, DA. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Irving.
And guys, for a measure of how he's performing offensively, look no further than the true shooting percentage. There's been a steady drop in his last 5 games, and he's got to be scrambling now to get that feel back.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Ogden and Oladipo, the backcourt duo. Sabonis and Turner up front, and it's Lamb in at the 3. And for Brooklyn, Irving and LeVert are at the 1 and 2. Jordan is out there with Durant, and it's Chandler in at the small forward.
And you can't say Indiana didn't work the ball last year. Top 5 in field goal percentage.
Yeah, you know what? It was a combination of things, and I'm a little biased having my roots with the Pacers, but they consistently made the extra pass, the next pass. And they had veteran finishers as well. They were as fun a team to watch in the league for me.
Now here's Durant. Releases. And that one hits back iron. Lamb against KD. Unloads from 13. Lamb, good. Lamb's got the first points up on the board tonight here for the Pacers. Ogden against Irving. Chandler outside. 5 on the clock. Jordan kicks to Chandler. Jordan trying to free himself up. And there's Chandler. That's good on the assist by Jordan.
You know, the timing, the rhythm, Chandler's so good at recognizing when he should shoot off the catch.
We're about 1 minute into the first. And Brogdon has got the ball here for the Indiana Pacers. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Well, they made a few key shots, but missed many more. It was a rough night for them offensively.
And you know what? If you're not going to outwork your opposition, then you typically are going to get outplayed.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
Indiana shooting their first free throws of this game. That free throw, no good.
When you talk about outstanding athletes in the NBA, Victor Oladipo is on that list. Even if he's only 90%, this guy is explosive, actually more explosive than most.
And the second free throw, good. And you think about trying to come back from that big knee injury, a lot riding on Oladipo's recovery.
Well, a big part of his recovery and coming back effectively is sports medicine has come a long, long way, Kevin. He won the 2018 Most Improved Award. They stopped doing the Comeback Player of the Year, but you know, he's looking for that kind of return this season.
Here's Brogdon following the basket by DeAndre Jordan. Passes to Oladipo. Lets it go with the three. Chandler with the rebound. The Nets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's Durant, and then Durant with the dunk.
A dependable passer. Chandler doesn't just look to score. I mean, he's also good at finding his open teammates.
The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Brogdon against Irving. Brogdon the pass to Oladipo. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
The Nets have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Irving up top. He's guarded by Brogdon. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. And a wide open look for Lamb from outside off the mark. And here's Chandler, who brings it up for the Nets. Irving with it. Sabonis defending. And it's sent back by Turner.
What timing from Turner. I mean, that's a big part of blocking shots. Reading the shooter and then timing it perfectly to send that shot in reverse.
Now here's Oladipo. 20 points for him last game against Milwaukee. The shot by Brogdon, no good. The Nets with the lead. Here's LeVert. Off on the layup.
It does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
Lets the three fly. Sinks the triple.
You have to chase Brogdon off that three-point line. He's a very good shooter from this area.
Brogdon against Irving. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. At the top of the key, Durant shoots over Brogdon. A nice shot by Katie.
And Irving is comfortable running the offense. When a teammate's open, he's quick to whip it around and get him a good look.
Indiana's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Brogdon kicks to Turner. The kick out to Oladipo. Clock at 6. Takes a three. Jordan with the rebound. The Nets have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Durant, good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got his 3rd assist on the night. Indiana trailing here. Brogdon the pass to Turner. Sabonis trying to get open. The shot by Turner, no good. The Nets have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Chandler against Brogdon. Lobs it up for Jordan. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Oladipo. And it's sent back by Irving. He dishes it to Chandler from about 19 feet. Brooklyn now working with a new shot clock.
And guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Not at all. I mean, that's where they want him looking for a teammate, not trying to do it on his own. He needs to share the wealth there.
Now here's Brogdon. Wilson Chandler unable to get his shot to go. Brogdon the pass to Sabonis. Dishes it to Oladipo. 5 to shoot. Takes the 13-footer. Jump shot is good that time. Oladipo's got 6 points.
Oladipo's mid-range game continues to look better. He's a consistent threat from this area.
Outside Durant. On the wing, Irving. He's guarded by Brogdon. Here's Lamb. He's coming off a 10-point game against Milwaukee.
And made a big mark at the free throw line as well. He got himself to the strike a lot and cashed in when he had his chances.
Brogdon against Irving. Outside Durant. Over Sabonis. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Indiana leading. Here's Brogdon. Nice D from Durant.
Boy, patrolling the paint well, protecting the rim. That's exactly the kind of defensive effort you need against him.
Mark, we have seen so many great players in the history of this terrific game, but in your mind, who's the best to have never won an MVP?
Wow, you think about some of the names on that list recently, or not too long ago. Patrick Ewing, Scottie Pippen, same era. How about going back to John Havlicek, a former Buckeye and all-time great with the Celtics. Elgin Baylor, one of the first high-flying forwards that I recall, one of those really creative do-it-all type forwards. Jerry West and Dwayne Wade right in that mix too, man. Those are some lofty names that didn't get an MVP.
Now, here's Brogdon. Last game we saw him score 13. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Indiana?
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
What a duel that was. Exciting all the way to the end. Really a shame someone had to walk away with an L.
I tell you, it's too bad one of them had to lose, because I thought both teams were evenly matched in that game.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. Indiana also making some changes. Leaf checked in for Sabonis. T.J. Warren comes in for Jeremy Lamb. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Malcolm Brogdon.
And that's why teams work so hard to get the ball inside, to create those high percentage looks and keep the buckets flowing.
And here's McConnell. Now the pass to Leaf. Oladipo taking his time here. Pass to Leaf. Harris against Oladipo. From deep three-point range. Offensive rebound, Pacers. And it's sent back by Allen.
It's really hard to shoot over Allen, which is probably why you shouldn't try to do it.
Prince. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And a four-year player at Baylor, Taurean Prince, something of a surprise lottery pick back in 2016. But Greg, he's become a very valuable player.
You know, he's one of those two-way power wings that it seems every team wants. A dependable three-point marksman who holds his own defensively.
Shoot two.
And that one falls for Prince.
And a great front office in Brooklyn. General manager Sean Marks taking over in 2016, and he just signed an extension.
And you know, guys, that San Antonio tree has some great branches on it all over the league, and he's one of them. I mean, he's been a player, a coach, has worked in the front office. Marks understands all sides of the basketball business.
And so Holiday will bring it up for Indiana. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Nets. That one was played in Brooklyn.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
Yeah, and that turned the tide, the rebounding differential. They've got to focus and make it a team effort to really pound the glass.
And here we go. Here's McConnell. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It goes on Spencer Dinwiddie.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
The Pacers have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far. first free throw is good.
And though they've made the playoffs 4 straight years, Indiana can't seem to get past the first round.
And it's not for a lack of effort, guys. The effort is there. The chemistry and continuity is there. They suffered a big, untimely injury, though, one to Victor Oladipo, and it's been hard for them to attract top free agents as well.
Good on both.
And, you know, the Brooklyn Nets last season more than doubling their win total from 2 years prior. Great improvement. A surprise playoff team in the East for sure.
Now here's Dinwiddie. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Bulls in Chicago. Pass to Karuch. All sorts of time. Misses off the left iron.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
And the attendance numbers can lag behind for a breakout team, Clark. Last season, the Nets, for instance, ranked last in the NBA.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes a little bit, guys, before you catch up. The winning leading to fans. After the 2019 playoff run, I think they're going to see more people in the seats for sure. Not sure what the defense was thinking. I mean, you can't leave this guy open from deep.
And Indiana shooting looking a little out of sorts early, 37%. McConnell scanning the floor, passes it to Holiday. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. To the inside, Prince, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Set up on a platter that time by Harris. A room service dime right there.
Indiana trailing here. And stolen by Harris. The putback. The Pacers pull it in. Here's McConnell. Karuch grabs the board.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And he might not be a household name just yet, but Joe Harris is one of the game's true dead-eye marksmen. You can make the case he's the most underrated shooter in the league.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Harris. Maybe not the most famous beard in the league, but Joe Harris's beard last year, Greg, drawing some notice in the NBA.
The lumberjack look belying his feathery touch. Good size and strength, enabling him to play the small forward position when needed.
And Harris drops them both.
Boy, Harris has become such a solid role player, guys. A knockdown shooter who really elevates the team above self.
We've got 1:48 left to play in the first quarter. McDermott dishes to Warren. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Leaf. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Here's Karuch. And he can't bank that one in. The Pacers shooting just 35% to start the game. And Holiday kicks to McConnell. Outside Warren. Goes up to the stripe. Brooklyn with the rebound. Allen's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Harris passes to Karuch. 18 feet out. They get it again. Tries again. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's a call. It's on Indiana with the foul.
Allen showing you his craftiness, adept at using his shot fake to get the defenders off the ground. Boy, I covered Jared Allen in college, and you look at the physical profile he's got. 7.5-foot wingspan, big hands, explosive, really good athlete. He's got all the tools and an upside without limits.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops.
Boy, you know, you look at the raw athleticism of Allen, very enticing. I mean, he's a quick-footed, shot-blocking big guy. He's got a great future in this league, in my opinion.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. And it's Caruge missing.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
Prince outside. Shoots over McDermott. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. And there's the call. It's on Spencer Dinwiddie. That's foul number 2 for him. Six seconds left in the first quarter of the game. With the teardrop, and it's sent back by Irving. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Pacers lead by 1. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And Kevin Durant talked about his teammates and the versatility this roster has.
I like our depth. I like that we could play, we could play big, we could play small. We can match up with a lot of different teams. And it's just a matter of us going out there and playing consistent basketball. It's easier said than done. But we like who we are right now. We just got to continue to keep getting better.
It's clear KD is very happy playing with this group of guys.
That's why he signed here. But you can bet Durant is going to be leading the charge.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Pacers?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Well, the defense, guys, is just disruptive, active, and energetic, and you can't afford to be loose with the ball against these guys.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And so in the game for the Pacers, Leaf is out there with Doug McDermott. Then there's Warren, and it's T.J. McConnell, and it's Holiday in at the point guard. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. McConnell finds Holiday. Here's Warren. Back to Holiday. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Indiana needs to get a shot off from deep. And the shot by Warren, no good. Brooklyn's gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. Holiday looking for an opening. Outside Warren. And it's sent back by Allen. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Allen. Kevin Durant's checked in for Rodion's Gurus. Malcolm Brogdon's checked in for Indiana. And it's the Pacers with the ball. Trailing by 2. Shot clock at 5. It's rebounded by Durant.
And season 4 for Coach Kenny Atkinson with the Nets. You got to be impressed with the job he's done in Brooklyn.
Yeah, you know, Kenny is a hard worker. He's a bit of a grinder if you were trying to term what category he might fit into. And you see that in his team. And, you know, he admits it. He's getting better just like his players are. And that's a great, great statement because we're all hopefully getting better as we move forward.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Brogdon against Harris. Back to Brogdon. Can they get it? And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, you know, he might be one of the more overlooked players, but Malcolm Brogdon, he had a sensational season last year. I mean, his efficiency, his maturity, this guy was a huge reason the Bucks were so tough.
And he can't get the first one. And Brogdon was fantastic on offense. As you said, great percentages, Clark, in every category.
Boy, this guy is so highly efficient. When you look at Brogdon and how he plays and what he does, I mean, the numbers speak volumes. But I think it's more his disposition, his demeanor, and his overall impact on winning. He's an outstanding two-way player. In my mind, a borderline all-star.
And he's good on the second. Where you start in the standings could be very different, Clark, from where you finish. As a team, what do you do to continue to improve as the season goes on?
I think it's a combination of little things and guys getting more familiar and more accepting of their roles. But I think it's always attention to detail, Kevin. That's really where teams make the most improvement, not forgetting the little things on a daily basis, the habits that produce winning over time.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long?
Boy, that was a great dunk, and we've got a great game here.
Now, here is Irving. 29 points for him last game against the Bulls in Chicago.
Oh, just a soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley-oop.
I got to say, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going.
Neither did the defense.
Pacers trail by 3. Brogdon the pass to Sabonis. And the pass to Brogdon. A 3-ball. Good. And it's Oladipo picking up the assist. And that's now 7 points for Malcolm Brogdon. The Nets have gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. And there's the feed to Jordan. And it's sent back by Turner. Allen finds Jordan. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Yeah, the easy hoop assisted by Allen that time. He's developed a nice passing game.
Brogdon with it. 7 points in the game. They get a hand on it. And Jordan sends it back. Allen with it. Sabonis defending. And then Allen slams it in.
Allen showing no mercy when he gets opportunities like this. Dangerous, very dangerous in these situations.
Pacers trail by 4. Now Lamb. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now he averages nearly 12 points a game. Outside Durant. Over Lamb. KD can't get it to go. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Brogdon the pass to Oladipo. Now here's Sabonis. On the wing, Lamb. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Nets leading by 4. Lobbed up there for KD. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Boy, Karis LeVert has done a nice job elevating his playmaking ability, which helps him and his team.
Irving against Oladipo. They get it back. Jordan on the wing, Irving. Pass to LeVert, just 4 to shoot. And the 3 off target. And the call will be against Karis LeVert. That's foul number 2 for him. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Brooklyn. Spencer Dinwiddie comes in for Karis LeVert. And so it's Lamb with it. He brings it up for the Indiana Pacers. 6-point game. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. And that game will kick off a 4-game homestand. Now, here's Sabonis. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. And Jordan sends it back.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
Here's Chandler. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. Outside Durant, it's tipped. It's stolen by Lamb. Now the fast break, Lamb with the ball. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Lamb's got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, the speed in transition. That's what kills. When you allow Lamb to leak out, he's going to get to the rim.
Oh, Dinwiddie in position. Here's Brogdon. 7 points. Pass to Oladipo. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Coming into the NBA, Victor Oladipo, Greg, drew some comparisons to Dwayne Wade, but it was working out with D-Wade that helped take Victor's game to the next level.
And listen, anytime you're the second overall pick, which he was back in 2013, stardom is expected. It just took a while. Now he's got to apply that same work ethic to overcoming the knee injury.
The first one falls. The mid-range jump shot, you've talked about this a lot, is still valuable if you can hit it with consistency.
Yeah, and if it's a quality shot, Kevin, I think you should shoot it. Move the defense, move the ball to get a quality shot, and I think one of the very best at knocking down the mid-range jump shot, Kevin Durant clearly. But how about Chris Middleton? Elite mid-range jump shooter, and DeMar DeRozan as well has a strong mid-range game too.
And a great track record in the draft for the Nets. Karis LeVert selected with the 20th pick, and Jared Allen taken at 22.
And you might want to throw in guys too. Rodion Kurucs, the 40th pick in 2018, had a big impact, even participated in the Rising Stars Challenge. And you know, sometimes you got to make your own breaks, make your own good fortune, and that's exactly what the Nets have done.
Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Look at Indiana. Solid start to the season so far, sitting in 6th place. And of course, there's the Nets, a half game back.
And right now for the Pacers, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
You know, I thought maybe they'd have it in them to actually join those leaders this season. But you're right, it's still nice work considering where they are.
The chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Here's Brogdon. Wilson Chandler making his last shot. Now, here's Sabonis. A floater. Oladipo misses.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Lets it go from deep. Doesn't go for him. Nice D from Oladipo. And a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. That's 12 points for Victor Oladipo.
You know, guys, this is not the first time we've seen Oladipo go off. I mean, he's a score-first guard and very aggressive.
Feeds to KD. Sabonis with the steal. Jordan against Oladipo. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Irving attacking. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Irving's got 5 points so far. Here's Oladipo. 12 points for him. Brogdon outside. Lays it up and banks it in. He's got 9.
Taking the contact like the pro he is, it's clear Brogdon is tough to intimidate when he's looking to score.
Irving passes to Dinwiddie. And here is Chandler. Here's KD. Again, the Nets for 2.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Here's Brogdon. 9 points in the game so far. To the middle. Here's Sabonis. And slam dunk by Sabonis.
This is the kind of unselfishness you love seeing from Brogdon, making sure he gets it to the open man.
Irving against Brogdon. And it's sent back by Turner. Now the fast break. Lamb with the ball. Passes it to Sabonis. Shoots over Dinwiddie. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Now just a 2-point Brooklyn lead.
Well, he's so well-rounded in his game. Sabonis is terrific at finding opportunities to score from there.
Dinwiddie outside. He feeds it to Jordan. Shoots over Turner. No good from Jordan.
How about that hard-nosed D in the paint right there? Nice job.
Impressive work protecting the basket. He held his ground nicely on that one.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take it.
Here's Chandler. After the made shot from Victor Oladipo. Here's KD. Good for another basket. He's put up 10 shots and made 7 of them.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
And a finalist for Coach of the Year in 2019, Nate McMillan passing 600 wins last season.
Well, you think about that. That's an impressive milestone for an outstanding coach in Nate McMillan. He moved into the top 25 all-time in wins. He's had 2 other stops as a head coach, Portland and Seattle. And I think he's doing some of his best work with the Pacers.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Prince is checked in for Durant. Rodion Kurucs comes in for Wilson Chandler. And Joe Harris is subbed in for Irving. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. T.J. Leaves checked in for Sabonis. T.J. Warren comes in for Jeremy Lamb. T.J. McConnell, he's checked in for Victor Oladipo. And Aaron Holiday's subbed in for Brogdon. And a breakdown here, guys, the hustle stats for the Nets.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
That free throw, no good.
And talk about teams that pressure the ball. Indiana, top 3 in steals the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, and I think that's attributable to the coach's mentality. Nate McMillan was aggressive as a player. He's aggressive as a coach. And, you know, McMillan averaged 3 steals a game one season in 1993-94.
He hits the second from the line.
And we see the league-wide move discouraging mid-range shots. The Nets definitely among that group.
Yeah, and it's borne out here in that last season they took the 3rd fewest mid-range shots and allowed the 2nd most. So the analytics message taking real strong hold in Brooklyn.
Now here is Harris, and the shot goes down. Harris has got 7 points in the game.
Nice step in from the line that time by Harris. Gets those looks because you've got to respect his 3.
Outside Warren. Back to Turner. Outside Warren. Just 5 on the clock. And he gets it to go from the high post.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Now here's Dinwiddie. Harris outside. No good on the triple. And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for Brooklyn. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what was your plan for tonight?
I was trying to get assists in the beginning, and I'm just having a good time out here. Got it going a little bit. Enjoying myself.
Okay, Kyrie, we'll see you in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Kevin Durant was on fire in the first half. He had 14 points and 1 rebound. Tonight isn't an exception as looking back at his last few games, he's been stringing together some incredible performances. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, there was a big spark from the bench in the first half. Sometimes you're hoping for your reserves to come in and just hold court, but they didn't do that. They actually got better.
Shaq, your take on Indiana.
You know, they haven't shot the ball very well. Not nearly enough quality looks. Right now, this game can easily come down to shot selection and how they run their offense. They need to keep the ball moving and generate better looks.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's doing exactly what he has to do. Using his body, shaking off contact, and then finishing at the rim.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. And Brogdon has got the ball here for the Indiana Pacers. They trail by 1. Irving and LeVert are at the 1 and 2. Wilson Chandler out there with Durant, and it's Jordan in at the 5 down low. That's the group starting the second half for Kenny Atkinson.
I tell you what, Turner just has a beautiful touch down on the block. I mean, if you get the ball where he wants it, he'll deliver for you.
The pass to Chandler. It's stolen by Lamb. And Brogdon with a clear path to the rack. No good on the fast break pull-up.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
And here's Oladipo. Got a piece of it. Stolen by LeVert. Powered down with both hands.
Boy, LeVert is a terrific two-way threat, guys. His defensive instincts often create offense for him.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, for the last 5 years, the Golden State Warriors have been the colossus that stood over the NBA. And there were thoughts that most teams were not willing to do things to be competitive, knowing that they could not beat the Splash Brothers, Draymond Green, and then Kevin Durant. But the Warriors lost to the Raptors in the finals last year, combined with the injuries to Durant and Klay Thompson, have opened things up. For the first time in a long time, there are any number of teams in this league that believe it's their time.
Probably so. The West is strengthened. There's no doubt, DA. Interesting matchups coming up for sure. Thank you. Now, here's Chandler. After Jeremy Lamb's miss, Sabonis with the steal. And it's sent back by KD.
And Durant isn't just a powerhouse on offense. He also has a great sense of timing for when to block shots.
Nets with the new shot clock. Pacers trail by 3. And even 3-on-3 break. The wide open look here for Oladipo. No good off the back of the rim. Pass to LeVert. Inside, Irving. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on Malcolm Brogdon.
I don't know if there's a player in the league that has better handles than Kyrie Irving. As a matter of fact, his handles are as good as any I've seen in the history of the game. Smooth, crafty, cunning. Man, it is so much a joy to watch this guy do his thing.
That free throw good from Kyrie Irving. And Clark, your love for the Buckeye State has never been questioned. What was the best part of growing up as a kid in Ohio?
Well, I think a number of things. One, having family around, extended family as well as immediate family, but also the sports love that exists throughout the state and being able to experience that and enjoy that with my dad and siblings. That's special. And having a career in basketball that I've had makes it even more special.
Now, here's Sabonis. 6 points for him. Here's Oladipo. Banked in off the glass. Oladipo's got 16.
Excellent concentration from Oladipo. Even when you get physical with him, he figures out a way to convert.
Irving kicks to LeVert. Lamb against Chandler. The Nets working the ball around now. Shot clock at 6. Here's Durant. Nice D from Sabonis.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high impact defense they want to see out of him.
The Nets making a switch here. Allen's checked in, and a change for the Pacers. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Lamb. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. And there's the call on Durant. That's his first foul. On defense, Brooklyn. 3-point lead. LeVert with it. Shoots. And again, it's the Nets missing.
Yeah, you know, he hasn't contributed well scoring the ball, but obviously his teammates have.
And there's the call on Chandler. That's foul number 2 for him. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Oladipo against LeVert. Back to Brogdon. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And a player who flew under the radar last year, Malcolm Brogdon. Pacers wanted to add him over the summer. Got a hefty deal from Indiana to leave the Bucks. Exactly the kind of player that the Pacers need.
Take a break. Take a break.
2 shots.
That free throw good from Brogdon.
And you know, the 2016-17 Rookie of the Year continues to impress. Brogdon is a valuable role player who does a lot of things well.
Brogdon hits them both.
Yeah, you know, this is Indiana's second year now, guys, without Paul George. Obviously, that trade had a ripple effect, and in some ways, it's still being felt.
Chandler outside. Over McDermott. Chandler, no good.
You know, the fact is, he's not a lock from there, but he was open enough to where he should have hit that shot.
Kept alive by Indiana. For the lead, Sabonis. No good that time. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. And the foul on Victor Oladipo. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second personal foul.
Durant against Sabonis. KD passes to Chandler, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Doug McDermott.
And the aggressiveness of Chandler. When he gets good inside position, he goes up strong to get the call.
And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for the Nets.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
And both free throws good for Wilson Chandler. And the Pacers ended up with a pretty decent deal given George's public demands.
Yeah, I agree, because it was a tough situation for the Pacers once it became clear Paul George was not going to re-sign. The Pacers happy with Oladipo and Sabonis, actually thrilled, but at the same time, you look at OKC and Paul George putting up MVP numbers, makes you wonder what could have happened had he stayed.
Hey guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Pacers trail by 5. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Turner dishes to Oladipo. That one a little long.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Here's Durant. Pass to LeVert. He kicks to Irving. Chandler scanning the floor. Just 5 to shoot. Irving with the ball. Sabonis defending. Irving misses. And so it's Turner with it. He brings it up for the Pacers. It's a 5-point game.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Well, you can't be forcing a shot like that. You got to keep the ball moving. Get something better.
Here's Brogdon, and Durant sends it back.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
Ball's knocked loose. Turner with the steal.
And being over the limit this early really can affect your aggressiveness defensively. They have got to play under control.
Pacers have been shooting right around 75% at the line, 9 of 12 so far.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. Lottery pick back in 2016, Clark. If there was a question for Domantas Sabonis coming into the league, it was about his length and agility relative to NBA athletes.
Yeah, and you know, those were legitimate questions, Kevin. He's not a big-time shot blocker, but he is nimble for a big guy. Doesn't possess the typical length of a guy his size, but he's got great strength. He's got good quickness, if not speed. And that strength and quickness and know-how serve him well.
Now here's Durant. He's got 16. Here's Dinwiddie. No good from outside. Pacers trail by 3. And Oladipo, here we go. And he uses the glass on the layup. Oladipo's got 18 points in the game.
Well, the explosive nature of Oladipo's drives to the rim are incredible. Hard for any defense to keep him from attacking the way he does.
Now here's Dinwiddie. Up top, Durant. It's over McDermott. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Indiana's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Warren finds Oladipo. Fades and shoots. That shot misses. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand.
Man, he gets it done in bunches, does Durant. He's a superb scorer. You just got to marvel at his greatness.
The Pacers shooting 34% from the field. That's not going to get it done. Passes it to Sabonis. The kick out to Warren. Over Allen. That is good. And the Nets' lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Warren. These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice statistic.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
Dinwiddie's shot is off. And so it's Indiana with it. Knocks it loose. And stolen by Harris. Dinwiddie drives in. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got 4 assists in the game. Pacers trail by 3. Brogdon outside. Now Warren. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Sabonis with the steal. To the paint. Oladipo, good. Oladipo's got 20 points.
You know, you got to give it up for Oladipo, being able to maintain his poise and not letting the contact bother him. That's good concentration.
Now here's Dinwiddie. Durant kicks to Dinwiddie. Misses the 3.
This shot's just, it's not there right now. With this team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Always have to be conscious of Oladipo on the dribble. I mean, he's got some nice street ball handles that can make the defense look like silly putty.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. Clark, you always say you can't run away from the TNA. Well, Sabonis, the son of the Lithuanian legend Arvydas Sabonis.
Kevin, I'm glad you've been paying attention to me over the years. You're right, though. That DNA stays with you. And the younger Sabonis has done his dad very proud. He's 6'11" to his dad, 7'3", but he's displayed the same kind of combination of strength and skill that his dad possessed.
Rodion's Kurucs. He's checked in for Durant. Indiana leading. Down low. Here's McDermott. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. McDermott's got 5.
I think he's got to keep working on his interior game. Doug McDermott showing he wants to be more than just an outside shooter.
Here's Dinwiddie. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
A defensive breakdown there, no doubt about it. I mean, he's a guy you have to be focused on defensively.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Pacers.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
The free throw drops for Dinwiddie. And the 6'6" point guard Spencer Dinwiddie, second-round pick of the Detroit Pistons in 2014. You know, Greg, they might have wished they held on to him.
One of the most improved players in our league. Last season, he signed that 4-year, $48 million extension from the Nets, rewarding his growth.
Now here is Harris after T.J. Warren's miss.
Joe Harris was the league leader in three-point percentage last season. He's an absolute laser, and he's really coming to his own with hard work and finding the right fit.
And also a three-point shootout trophy for Joe Harris, besting Stephen Curry in his hometown of Charlotte.
Yeah, you know what? The fans beginning to learn what NBA defenses have known for a while. This guy, Joe Harris, is automatic from beyond the arc. making a name for himself as a solid defender, but a great three-point shooter.
He misses the free throw. The Pacers making a switch here. Lamb's checked in. Good on the second free throw.
Not an A-plus trip to the line, but he did get them the lead.
Here's McConnell. The pass to Leaf. Teardrop shot. Here's Warren. The shot comes out. Excellent D there from Allen. The Nets with the lead. Here's Prince. Pacers with the rebound. Lamb finds Holiday. Back to Lamb. We've got 1:55 left here in the third quarter. Here's Leaf, and he throws it down hard with one hand. A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Allen left side. And oh, here we go. Warren's got it, the fast break chance, and laid in to finish the break. And it's a three-point Pacer lead.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
Dinwiddie passes to Prince. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And it's Warren with the ball for the Indiana Pacers. No good from Lamb. Harris kicks to Allen. To the middle. And the shot goes in from Karuch.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
Indiana's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Harris against Holiday. Now here's Lamb. Tight defense on him. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting two. And the foul goes against Brooklyn.
You feel like Jeremy Lamb has been in the league forever. Mostly known for being a piece in the Harden trade when he left OKC. But Lamb is coming to his own the last few years.
Shooting two.
And he knocks down the first one.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
DeAndre Jordan's checked in for the Nets.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Allen outside. On the wing, Harris. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot two free throws.
You know, shot fakes like this from Harris prove how fundamentally sound he is and how good he is at fooling defenders.
Taking two shots.
And Harris drops them both. 29 seconds left to play here in the third. Now, here's McConnell. Dinwiddie covering. Pass to Warren. 14 feet away. Good on the bucket. Warren's got 8 points.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
On the wing, Harris. Taken away by Holiday. And Lamb with a clear path to the hoop. And slam dunk by Lamb.
And, you know, the vertical Lamb has is a bit sneaky. You know, he gets off the ground with such ease to hammer it down. Sometimes you don't know how high he's gotten.
Victor Oladipo getting it done for the Indiana Pacers. And of everything he's doing well, it's his scoring that you point to first. Already 22 points in this game. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Head coach Nate McMillan is mic'd up along the sidelines. Let's check it out.
We missed a couple early shots, all right, but we're getting them, all right? Keep rebounding and running. Keep rebounding and running. Stay physical on the defensive end of the floor.
You can tell that he's happy with the shots, trying to inspire his guys, Greg, to stay after it.
And they should do just that. Coach is confident that the offense will come around.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. On the court for Indiana, Lamb and Warren at the 3 and the 4. And it's T.J. McConnell, and it's Leaf in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And before his scary foot dislocation in November of 2018, Karis LeVert enjoying a breakout season. Greg even garnering some most improved buzz around the NBA.
Yeah, and fortunately, the injury not as bad as it looked initially. Yeah, he's looking to continue that impressive trajectory.
And that one misses. And you look at Karis LeVert, Clark out of Michigan, 6'7", and a tremendous athlete.
Kevin, he's one of my favorite players over the last handful of years coming out of college. He had some injury issues his last 2 seasons at Michigan, but he's an excellent two-way player. Outstanding energy and aggressiveness, and makes all kinds of plays at both ends of the floor and plays the game the right way.
Takes it off the glass.
LeVert, very confident. He's an amazing athlete and can put the ball on the floor and attack on the drive with the best of them.
Pacers leading by 3. On the wing, Turner. Fades. Good. And McConnell gets the assist. 6 points for Miles Turner.
And I like the decision making. He's taking what the defense is willing to give him.
You know, more and more big guys in the league have that mid-range shot in their bag now, and they need it.
Stolen by Holiday. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his 4th foul of the contest. For Indiana, they've gone 1 of 4 since the end of the 3rd quarter. Holiday, the pass to Turner. Bounce pass, Holiday.
Boy, that shot was affected by Allen, no doubt about it. His length at 6'11", very active, solid defensively.
Lamb against LeVert. In the corner, Irving with it. Chandler trying to free himself up. Irving can't hit. Indiana leading, and there's the call on Chandler. That's his 3rd foul of the game. McConnell kicks to Holiday. Now, here's McConnell. He's covered by Irving. Here's Holiday. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Boy, I tell you, I don't know if there's anybody better than Kyrie Irving close to the basket. He has a great feel for how to score inside.
Well, a lot of rough times for Irving in his final year with the Celtics. Opted out, and obviously Greg wanted a change.
And quickly zeroed in on Brooklyn as a destination. His time in Boston had clearly come to an end by the finale of last season. Now joins up with a new stacked team in Brooklyn.
That free throw good from Kyrie Irving.
A career best season for Kyrie Irving in 2018-19. Scoring just as great as ever, but it was the other areas, playmaking, rebounding, defense, where he made tremendous strides. And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
And they're on the break. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
And guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Not at all. I mean, that's where they want him looking for a teammate, not trying to do it on his own. He needs to share the wealth there.
No one near Turner as he lets it go. Good. And McConnell gets the assist. And the Celtics expected Kyrie to become a better passer and defender in Boston.
They felt he had the capability. You could argue that those improvements have elevated him from a great scorer to a great player in our league.
Kevin Durant's checked in for Brooklyn. Oladipo, he's checked in for Indiana. Malcolm Brogdon comes in for T.J. McConnell. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here, knocks down the three ball. And that's now 21 points for KD.
And that stroke of Durant, effortless. I mean, easily pulling up from the perimeter. Textbook form. Beautiful to watch.
Now, here's Brogdon. Oladipo outside. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark.
You know, after connecting on one three-pointer in the first half, he hasn't netted another one since.
Inside, here's Durant. He nails it, and we're tied up. Durant's got 9 points here in the second half.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
And after spending his first NBA decade with the Clippers, DeAndre Jordan bounced around last season, remains a supreme athlete and rebounder, though, at that center position.
Shooting two.
That free throw missing. And a nightly double-double threat is DeAndre Jordan, but some dissatisfaction with his play last season. Greg, why was that?
Well, I felt like his impact has tailed off just a bit from his peak with the Clippers. Sometimes the great athletes have more of an adjustment as they enter their 30s.
Well, last season, for sure, Greg, a bit of a journey for DeAndre Jordan as he went from the Mavericks to the Knicks before his free agency. Now he is a part of Brooklyn.
And both KD and Kyrie took pay cuts to get Jordan on board. Still a factor with his size and defense, despite a lackluster year in 2019. Nets are hoping he can find his magic and be a force once again.
Again, the Nets for two.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Brogdon outside. Pass to Leaf. And a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. Brogdon's got 6 assists here tonight. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for the Nets. Pass to Durant. Shot from the top of the key, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Lamb, good.
Boy, that's outstanding court awareness from Oladipo. Head up and found the open man.
Here's Irving, and it's sent back by Turner.
That's his first personal foul.
And the first one at the line is good.
Boy, quickly becoming a real force defensively. Miles Turner, one of the league's premier shot blockers.
The Pacers making a change here. Sabonis is checked in. And so Jordan nails both of them.
And this spot has always been Jordan's biggest drawback. He's never been able to make his free throws at even a modest rate, and teams are never afraid to put him on the line.
Oladipo, the pass to Brogdon. Drains the three-pointer. Brogdon's got the lead up to 5 now for the Pacers. And you look at the job description for an elite defensive big man. Nowadays, it's not enough to just protect the rim.
No, you've got to be able to move your feet and also defend on the perimeter as well. And that's where Turner's quick feet have helped him. He's able to guard smaller players and recover to the lane. And that's a nice combination.
The Nets have gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. Chandler dishes to Irving. Hands it from downtown. Irving's got 6 in the quarter.
I love the three-point shooting of Irving. Excellent at dialing it in from deep, and you've got to respect his range.
Here's Turner. Hits the front of the rim and out. Brooklyn's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Here's Sabonis. And there's the pass to Brogdon. 6 to shoot. Kicks it to Lamb from downtown, and a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. Brogdon's got his 7th assist here tonight. The feed to Jordan. Over in the corner, Chandler. No good with the triple. Indiana leading by 5. Here's Oladipo, and he banks in the layup. Oladipo's got 12 points here in the second half.
Boy, always in attack mode. Oladipo keeps constant pressure on the defense.
Irving surveying the floor. Got it. Good job in the low post.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Well, you don't want to give him any open shots at this stage. Never mind a layup. Come on now. My goodness.
Oladipo against LeVert. To the inside, Turner. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
And historically, you almost never saw a great shot blocker who could also knock down triples at a high clip. But count Miles Turner among the unicorns who provide that rare combination.
That's good from Turner. And the stretch center in demand. For Miles Turner, Greg, how does he take that next step as a player?
Getting stronger, and continuing to improve his recognition and communication at both ends of the floor.
It's LeVert on the wing. Jordan inside. He's against Turner. Good work defensively by Turner. Here's Oladipo. Goes back up. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Kevin Durant.
And they didn't shoot it very well from the line in the first half, but they've gotten much better since halftime, and it's helped them to secure the lead.
Hey, from role player to bona fide star, the jump Oladipo has taken has been outstanding. And he's not done yet, folks. He's continuing to grow.
Warren's checked in for Indiana. Irving kicks to Chandler. Pass to LeVert. Durant with it. Got a piece of it. Sabonis with the steal. 20 feet out. And Warren the bucket on the assist by Oladipo. And the Pacers lead by 11.
You know, this has been a totally different half for him. He definitely looks more comfortable now, guys.
And let's see what the Nets have coming up. On Wednesday, they'll host the Charlotte Hornets. And then on Friday, it'll be the Sacramento Kings coming into town.
And for that game against the Knicks, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
And so Irving nails both of them.
And not a single free throw attempt in that first half, but he has been far more active since the break and drawn some fouls.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. And with the fourth quarter push coming up here, the coach going over the game plan, and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Victor Oladipo.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on Nate McMillan talking to his team. His point to them was that they've put themselves in a position to succeed and that this is their game to lose. So he needs to see full concentration out of every guy on the court to finish this one off. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
Stolen by Brogdon. Oladipo for three. Kevin Durant with the rebound. Durant's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Irving drives in and slam dunk by Jordan.
Hey, you know, Kevin, there's a reason why Jordan's a high percentage shooter. Shooting percentage, a function of the kind of shots you get. He opts mainly for dunks.
And here's Oladipo. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. Pass to Brogdon. Floats one up. He's off on that one.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Yeah, that's just the height, the length coming into play there. No one stopping Durant.
Timeout called the Pacers.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Yeah, and you know, that's going to be the focus of this timeout. They need to come up with a spark to get the offense going.
Pacers leading by 7. Brogdon outside. Passes it to Sabonis. And a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. Brogdon's got assist number 8 here in this one already. For the Nets, this one not looking good. Outside Irving. The pass to Durant for 3. The Pacers pull it in. Turner's got 13 rebounds in the game. Seeding. And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker.
Boy, I tell you, Turner is a dominant force who imposes his will on whoever is on him. But what you have to like and respect is his work ethic.
Tipped away. Here's Warren, and it's Warren with the jam.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
And Durant has just such a fluid release, very efficient shooting the ball from that mid-range.
Oladipo against LeVert. And Oladipo kicks to Warren. Clock at 6. From deep three-point range, the shot will not fall. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Irving drives in. The rebound by Brogdon. Pacers leading by 10.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Pacers.
And it may be a comfortable win for them, but, you know, they had to weather a few storms along the way, and that's all part of the story.
Yeah, Kevin, this was by no means the runaway that it might appear to be. It was a scrappy performance, though, all the way through.
And with this effort tonight, grabbing their 8th win of the year.
And with this win now, we're all square, 1-1. 2 more games yet to come in what's proving to be a very competitive season series.
Well, I tell you, look at these teams, Greg. They're very evenly matched. This could be one of the better in-conference battles we see this season.
A very solid win indeed. And when you check out the box score, there were some great numbers for Miles Turner.
You can set a tone with defense, and that's exactly what he did with how he protected the rim.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And there's Jordan putting it right back in.
Yeah, Jordan is aggressive as a rebounder. He uses his massive body, athleticism, and long arms to wreak havoc on the glass.
LeVert against Oladipo. So it's Indiana picking up the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Victor, what does tonight's performance say about the confidence of this team?
Just we're pretty good. We play great together, you know, and we play well together as a team. So when we do that, it's easier for us to beat teams.
Victor Wondermatha, thank you, my man. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. And we'll see you next time.